everyone, welcome back to my crochet with me. Last week we did the chain stitch and like all the materials you'll need. So this week we are doing a single crochet. The paper, just so you guys know, is so my camera can focus, hopefully focus. So it's good to review. Let's begin with a slip knot. So I go over like that. And there we go. Put our hook in, pull it tight, but not too tight. I usually wiggle it around, make sure it's good. So if we remember how to do our beginning chain, it is yarn over, pull through, that's one stitch, yarn over, two stitch, yarn over, three. You can make as many stitches as you want, but for the sake of time in this tutorial, I think let's just do 10 so we can get on to our next lesson. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, we're going to do 11, and I'll explain why in a minute. 11. So we have 11 chains. Now, whenever you are going to go back on top of what you just did, there's going to be chains that don't count. They allow for the space it takes to turn. That's why we did 11. With single crochets, it's usually one extra chain, or a chain one. Some will have you working around, and we will get to that. That's where you connect the two sides into a circle, but for now we're just doing straight. So we did 11 because we really want 10 stitches, but that 11 makes it so that the last one doesn't count. Basically, I'll show you. So for a single crochet, skip the chain next to the hook. See if I can. There's this one, that's the working chain, and then there's this one, that's your chain 11. So you don't, even if you were to try to go back in there, it would take this hook off, basically. It would undo what you just did. So we skip that one. We're going to insert our hook into the one next to it. Insert, yarn over, pull up a loop. So then we have 2 on our chain, okay? Yarn over, and then we're going to pull through both loops. We've got 1. So we're going to do it again. Go into the next chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both on here. So go through, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both on the hook. So we're going to do this all the way to the end. Yarn over, pull through both. Yarn over, oops, it's hard to see my camera, I'm sorry. Yarn over, pull through both. Oops, sometimes you'll lose it, and you know, sometimes you'll miss a stitch, like, you know, it happens. So right, we are coming up to the last one. And one way to double check, and if it curls up on you, that is completely normal. Obnoxious, but normal. So we have our first row of single crochet. This one doesn't count. We start the next one and we count the V's. You can see the V's, count those. 1, 2, let me see if I have, oops, sorry. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10 stitches. So let's do one more row so we can show how to add on instead of just, because it's different when you've got these instead of just a chain stitch. The V shape is difficult for some people. So since we have to go up and over to work on top, we need to chain 1 for single crochet. Chain 1, always chain, unless the pattern says that you always chain first and then turn it. You can, I guess, turn it this way, but I don't know, I prefer to turn it this way. So you skip your chain 1, you go into that first, the V-shape one, and you need to catch both of the stitch, both strands of the stitch, sorry. Yarn over, pull through both. So you're gonna go through here, sorry. Let's see if I can get it to show really well. So you can see both of the stitches. Well, not with a shadow, I guess, sorry. Both of the stitches. And then you yarn over and pull up a loop. And go through both. So there are some patterns that will have you go through one or the other of these stitches, but you know, for right now we're not even worried about that. So let's just finish up this row so I can show you at the end. I'm gonna go kind of fast because you guys can rewind and pause and rewind and pause. That's what I found easiest. Alright, so here's the tricky part. Sometimes it's tricky. Here are our single crochets thus far. You see the chain down here, and then we've got our rows. You always need to make sure you go into, like, sometimes when you're crocheting, this won't look as prominent, this very last stitch right here. I just noticed my yarn and my hook match. Fun. Anyways, this won't be as prominent, but you always need to go in there. And sometimes I like to count to double check. So we need 10 stitches, remember? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see if I can get a better angle for you guys. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So means we're missing a stitch, and most likely we dropped it on the end or haven't done it yet. So this one looks hard, but it's not. Look, I've only got one. I only picked up one, so I need to look and see. Oh, there's the other one hiding in the back. There we go, got them both. So there is your single crochet. So come back next week and we will be going over the half double crochet. See you next week.